Welcome back to Collective Perspective. It's episode 35. Craig is wearing a Panzer Dragoon Saga t-shirt. No one has ever done that in their life.
No, I'm sure it's the only shirt that's ever been made for it. It's not official, of course, because why would it be? But the fact that there's even a fan-made one is pretty cool to me.
It's very cool. Today we're going to talk about something near and dear to Craig's heart. It's going to be the he touches his heart. The variants. The rarest GameCube variants, the 10 rarest GameCube variants in North America.
Because even if I sold all my GameCube games, if I sold the set, I didn't sell any of the variants. I had to keep the good stuff. So
if I understand this correctly, you are going to be sharing some that you don't even own.
Yes, I am. I'm
creating
revealing
competition.
Secrets. It's competition that barely exists because these games, you could buy some of these games, but it's like there's one or two copies on eBay and no one wants to spend the money on them kind of thing. So it's competition, but unless there's some rich nerd out there, I don't think that it's going to make this any harder on myself, honestly. So the way that I consider a variant might be different than other people, so I figured I would go ahead and say that. So I do not have anything like the Duo Pack, Sonic Adventure 2-pack, big boxes, things like that, just because I consider special editions and big boxes kind of their own, their own separate entity. And I also don't have variants that don't have any indication of it being a variant on the artwork. For example, there's a Mega Man Network Transmission on GameCube that comes with a DVD of the Mega Man Network Transmission anime, but the sticker is on the outer seal. There's nothing on the actual artwork or the case. So stuff like that I did not include. Or like there's an Avatar The Last Airbender that comes with a DVD shrink wrap to the wrap, like just shrink wrap to the back of it, but there's nothing on the actual case indicating that it came with that. So to me, I kind of consider those more so bonuses than variants. So I did not include any big boxes, special editions, or things like that. Yes, there's a few on the list I don't have. So I have 7 of the 10 games that we're going to be talking about. I'm going to start out with the first 3 that I don't have. I believe Christian's just going to put up some pictures so you guys can at least see what they look like. But after we get those ones out of the way, then we'll go ahead and show off some of the ones I actually do have. So first one that some people may or may not know about is the Animal Crossing Pioneer Disc. Do you know about this one?
I don't think so.
So it is a promotional not-for-resale version of Animal Crossing that was sent out early before the game actually came out in North America. I believe people won it by writing in Nintendo Power as like a contest giveaway. And I think the number floating around is there's only like 80 of them that were ever made. They came with a special memory card that had some data already loaded up on it, so they had some exclusive items on the memory card. The disc says promotional not for resale on it. It has a different code on the bottom, like instead of the USA-1 and all that kind of stuff. And the case itself is the same, but it has a special memory card and a special disc, and it also came with a calendar. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
I've heard talks that that more were made for like reviewers and press and things like that. So that's why I don't think that the 80 number is accurate. I'm sure that there's more than 80, but there's only been a few copies to ever be sold online. They've sold for thousands of dollars. And I've actually only seen one sell with its memory card that actually had the original data on it. So to me, it's like if you're going to spend that much money, you might as well wait until you find another one that comes with the memory card and maybe even the calendar so you get the whole shebang. But the chances of that happening are kind of slim to none. So really cool variant. Probably technically the rarest on the list.
Am I even going to be able to find a picture of this thing?
Yes, there's photos of the disc online that you could find. So
I'm excited to look this up. That's wild.
Yes, so you will be able to find it. It's been documented, but very scarcely because, most people didn't consider or care about these kind of things. I've only seen one photo ever, though, of the calendar, so you might not be able to find a photo of the calendar. You might just be able to find a photo of the disc. Next up, I have... Yes, sorry.
I did want to mention that Craig, I want to kind of highlight how cool Craig is, because he does, even though he didn't include the freaking big boxes, he does have probably almost all of them. He has the coveted Duo Pack, for those of you that don't know, which has Monkey Ball and one of the Sonics. So
yes.
he is cool.
So
the
I do
coolest.
have all of the North American uh, big box games, including like the Robotech big box and all that kind of fancy stuff. All of the Sega double packs. So I'm a madman, and I have been lucky enough to find all of those for obtainable prices and trades and stuff. So I appreciate you thinking I'm cool, though. You and my
All right, you
mom.
can go ahead.
That's the list of people that call me cool. So next up we have, and this is one I bet you would like because I know you like a lot of these kind of cartoons as well, is the Billy and Mandy DVD bonus. So there's a version of Billy and Mandy, has it on the artwork printed bonus DVD, and it came with a little CD sleeve that had a couple of episodes on it, shrink wrapped to the back. So that's one that's been on my want list forever. And the one time that there was one I found on bid, it just went for more than I was willing to pay. And there's been a sealed copy on eBay for about 5 years now, and they've never dropped the price. So
I wonder if it's that guy Rare Bucky. That would not surprise me.
I think it is, because you know what? I actually saw the other day. They took it down finally after a few years, and they posted it again for more money because now they have it graded. So
There you go.
So it's like now it's like, well, there goes any chance of that. And they also have the previously mentioned Mega Man Network one that I talked about that I don't really consider a true variant. But anyway, next up is a popular one a lot of people know, which is the Shrek Extra Large with the Watch. So there's a very common misconception that this game is worth a lot of money on its own, which is not true. It's not very hard to find at all to have that big little red bubble that says free watch inside. You can find that pretty much any day of the week, even though people are asking a lot of money for it. The only thing that makes it hard to find is the watch. The same watch came with the PS2 and Xbox version of Shrek Super Party, so if you want to try to get lucky and piece those together, you can do it. But again, I've only ever met and seen 2 people that I've ever verified had actual watches, so disgustingly rare to find a watch.
On GameCube, it was Shrek Extra Large, and the other 2, it was Super Party.
Yeah, and it's weird because the bubble on the front of them is all the same, but for some reason the PS2 and the Xbox One came with a different Shrek game. It's super weird.
Wow. So this was shrink wrap, did you say?
No, so it's printed on the actual artwork, and the watch was just inside. Like, it's small enough.
Wow.
It's not even like one you could put around your wrist, so it's just like a piece of, whatever kind of like child watch material, I guess you could say. Then the little watch, and then like a little hook, so you could like maybe like hook it to your pants or something, your wallet if you're cool
Oh,
like that.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like one of those kind of like not watches, and it's like it's a photo of Shrek kind of like looking over that I'm sure you've all seen in memes and stuff like that, and it just has a little thing. And I check Goodwill every day of my life, hoping one day I'll just find that in like the toy section. And that's only kind of a joke, because I don't go every day, but whenever I go, I do look, because I'm like, maybe today's the day. The day I find the Shrek watch.
That would be insane.
I've had Shrek watch saved on my eBay save searches for about 6 or 7 years now. So, and I've never seen just the watch for sale. I've only ever seen it sell with the game twice, and for way more money than it's worth. So
I feel like that variant has kind of got some traction lately, but
it's
yeah.
because the first one that did sell sold for, I think it was like almost like $4,000, and I know the person that bought it, and he has a lot of money. So it's like he had a bounty on it for about 3 years, saying that like, hey, this is literally how much I'm willing to spend on it. If someone has it, I'll give you the money. And that happened to happen. So he had like, I think it was like a $4,000 bounty, and then he ended up paying like $3,800 or something crazy like that for it. So, good on him. I'm sure we all wish we can be him. Because that's
Nintendo Collector 64, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah, if I'm remembering right. Because I remember he put the bounty on Video Game Sage. So that's the only reason I know
kind of crap.
how much he said he'd be willing to spend.
That's the kind of stuff that I love to research and learn about. It's like collecting the GameCube set, it's 554 games that I could buy with the money, but the stuff that you can't find, that is when it gets interesting.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of weird, interesting stuff like that on GameCube. just because a lot of people didn't notice or care until more recently. I mean, really, until about 3 or 4 years ago, no one was even sure if the Duo Pack actually existed or not. So, and it's like now there's a few people that have them. And for the first time ever, somebody actually, I'll have to tell you about it when we're done recording, somebody actually reached out to me about wanting to buy it from me. So,
Dang.
That was the first, so I thought that was kind of funny. So those are going to be the only 3 I don't have. So going forward, I could actually show you guys some of the physical games, which is kind of cool. So because I know people don't care about sports games, I will do the 2 sports games that I have first, but they're still kind of cool. So up first, we have NHL 2004. If you ever see this game and the guy has a blue and red jersey, you definitely want to pick it up because that is the way harder version to find. It is a version of the game that got recalled because the player killed somebody in a drunk driving accident. So it was on store shelves for like less than a week, and then they pulled it and replaced him.
So this is the guy that did what you just said.
Yeah, so this is the guy that accidentally killed somebody.
That's the first print.
Yeah, so very hard to find. Took me quite a few years to find this one. And it also has a matching manual, so you want to make sure that you find it with the right manual as well. The discs are the same, though, weirdly enough. So if you happen to find it with the missing disc or anything like that, or you're not sure about the disc is the same for both of them. So that's
who's on the disc? Nobody?
I'm pretty sure it is him, and they just didn't change it, which is bizarre. So let's go ahead and open it up real quick. Yep, it's him. And if you look at any other copy of the game, it is him still, which is just very funny. So, strange little variant, very hard to find, but not as hard to find as the other sports variant that I have here. And that's going to be FIFA 07 Soccer, and this is the version that was a Mexico cover. The only reason I know that is because there's some Spanish there, and there's some Spanish on the ESRB rating, and then on the manual as well. So that's kind of how I came to that conclusion. Oh, and on the back of the boxes, there's English, Spanish. So this was also the European cover, so I think that's why a lot of people get confused and think that this either doesn't exist or is more common than it may be. And of course, also, you can know if it has the original case, if the special FIFA logo's on the outside of the case right there. That's one thing that sucks. You might want to buy a sports game, and to me that kind of thing matters. I'd rather have the original case if I know.
Oh yeah.
But yes, very hard to find. Also has a matching manual. Discs are the same though between the regular and variant for this as well, so you want to make sure that the manual matches. This one is funny. I looked for it for a few years, and one day I randomly came across an eBay lot, and it was just in the lot. So I got it for I think like $30 with a couple other games. And this is like by far one of the hardest games to find on the GameCube.
Where did you get it?
eBay.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just in a lot with like Finding Nemo and, like other like kind of like whatever filler titles. So when I saw that, I was like, ah! And then it didn't have photos of the manual, so I was just praying it would show up with the manual and they were all complete. So definitely lucked out there. I was super happy about that one. That was a good day. Alright, so next 2 I have are both going to be movie ticket variants. These 2 both took me over a year to find the movie ticket for. The first one is going to be Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Wow.
You could find sometimes with the sticker there, but still pretty uncommon. But for some reason, the actual movie ticket is like impossible to find. That one's super hard. And then the next one is Monster House. And finding the movie ticket version of this one is super, super hard to do. I had to save search for this for a very long time as well. And movie ticket included or not, just finding it even with the little sticker on there is super difficult to do. That was very hard. There's a few other movie ticket variants on the GameCube, but those are the 2 I struggled with the most. Not really a variant, because this only comes sealed, like I was saying before, but there is also a Chicken Little with the movie ticket, but it only came on the seal. So, difficult to find, but not really a traditional variant the way I look at it. Then we talked about this one on the show multiple times, but no movie ticket on My Curious George. Super, super hard to find. I think we thought that it might have been a Canadian thing, but it doesn't look like it is. It always has it printed on the actual artwork here. If you go on eBay, they're all gonna be movie ticket variants. Weirdly enough, the only instance where finding the non-movie ticket version is way harder.
So on the other two, the Charlie and the Monster House, there's stickers on the case?
Yeah, so the sticker is on... It's not on the artwork, it's on the actual case itself.
Interesting.
So it's
Same
not
for
on the
Charlie?
shrink wrap or the artwork, it's on the case, which is kind of interesting.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as well?
Yes, same for that one. No consistency with these things. It's very bizarre. Alright, so next one I'm very excited to show because I don't think that there's any footage of it on YouTube until now.
Whoa.
So, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance with a CD for the people that did the theme song for it, a band called Edema, comes in a slip cover, and it's just a single CD, just one song on this album. But so you can find pretty often the if this is printed on the artwork, it's not a sticker on the case or the seal. So you can find that fairly often, and you can actually find the CD pretty often too. But the actual like CD sleeve is what you never find. That's the harder part to find. That's always missing. I had this copy of the game for about 2 years before I was able to get the CD to match it. So,
Save search, right?
yes, that was brutal. And you want to make sure you get the right manual because the Edema ad on the back only comes with this variant of the game. So there is a difference in the manual as well.
I meant to ask if... Oh, that's on the manual?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
So when you get this, you have to make sure that the manual matches too. Otherwise, you'll have to hunt down another manual to make it match up with everything else. Very difficult to find all of this together.
I meant to ask if the Shrek on GameCube has an insert, any special insert to worry about.
Not that I have seen. So, I mean, it's hard to say because there's a lot where there's like, for example, there's a SpongeBob movie game and a Cars, obviously based off the movie, cheat code variants. And you can find the variants every day of the week, but usually it's a little slip inside that's missing that actually has the cheat codes on it. So, it's possible that just nobody knows and it's that hard to find and every kid in the world threw it away. It's definitely possible, but you just never know, unfortunately. Alright, last one. You told me to save the coolest for last. This may or may not be the coolest to people, but, I figured the people like Pokemon, so I left the Pokemon game for last. Pokemon Coliseum with the bonus disc included. So a lot of people know that there's a Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc that has Jirachi. You can transfer into your Emerald, all that fun stuff. But this is the version that actually came with both in one singular case, which is really cool. When I looked on eBay earlier today, I found, I think, like, one other copy. And it was for somewhere in the 4 figures they were asking. So it's a stupid expensive one, but it is legitimately hard to find. I've been told that this was a pre-order item. Like certain stores, if you pre-ordered it, came this way. But I have not seen any definitive proof of that. And if you're a not-for-resale collector, this is also a not-for-resale game.
Weird.
So it might have came bundled in something as well, but I don't know, because there's also a version of the game without this that's not for resale that came with a GameCube bundle that I actually have. So maybe there was 2 bundles and we just don't know the difference, but unfortunately that's something that has not been documented. So those
that
are
is strange.
If you don't include sealed variants or big boxes, those are what I would consider to be the 10 rarest GameCube variants.
Heck yeah, I appreciate you taking creating competition for those first 3 and educating me and the audience here.
And now I hope to see the other 7 have a flood on eBay, and then none of them will look rare
go.
after this video. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. See, that's something
If
we have
only.
a problem with. We assume a lot of things are rare, but in the end of the day, it's probably because a lot of people just don't give a dang. They don't know that, posting something on eBay is going to actually have value or whatever. So I gotta get out of the habit.
That's how I found a lot of my variants. I haven't paid any extra for in any way. I just, would save search the game and wait for somebody to post that version. Like a lot of the Kmart versions of GameCube games, like Metroid Prime and Wario, or what is it, Wario World or something like that, and all those different kind of ones. They all go for a lot more money, but most people don't even think to look for that. They just post their copy of Metroid or Animal Crossing or Mario Sunshine and call it a day. So that would be my biggest tip if you are a variant hunter, is don't actually look for the variant itself. Just look for the game and look through the listings, because if you want to find it affordably, that's going to be the way to do it. Is just, put Curious George, save search, and then whenever there's new ones every couple of days, just look and see if you get lucky.
Yeah, I agree. What I've had to learn is, like, don't be specific with your safe search when you're looking for this stuff. You got to be broad, and you have to sift through the garbage that you're not looking for. Otherwise, it'll just slip through the cracks.
But unfortunately, it's like, that's not fun, but unfortunately, that's just what you got to do sometimes if you want to get the deal or get the stuff that you're looking for. So, what was your favorite variant that I told you about? Did you know about all these, by the way? Or were any of these new to you?
I feel like we've talked about a handful. I definitely knew about the Billy and Mandy. I didn't know it was like a top 10 rarest. That's pretty crazy.
Yes, it's hard. It's really hard to find. I want it so bad.
What were the first three? We had the
Shrek, Animal Crossing, and what was the last one I said? I don't even remember now. Oh yeah, it was Billy and Mandy, Shrek, and Animal Crossing were the three that
obviously.
I don't have. So.
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of excited about Monster House for some reason.
Hey, that movie's a classic. I love that movie.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen that movie, but the fact that there's like, it's weird that like just getting that game CIB is like $25. It's just a freaking movie tie-in.
I think it was a later release though too. Like, I think the Wii might have been out already. So let's see if it has a year on it. Yeah, 2006. So the Wii was already out, so I think probably lower print because it was later on.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you learned something. I know everybody learned something. There's no way y'all knew about all these.
And if you know of any cool GameCube variants that you think I might not know of, please let me know. For the first time in like 2 years, Christian showed me one, which is very exciting. So that the Spider-Man movie without the movie tagline in the back, I never saw that one. So
yeah, maybe I'll post that if I don't forget while I'm editing. But it's not rare. You can go get that on eBay.
Any day of the week.
But yeah, we'll see you later this month for episode 36.